What is up, everyone? We are back with another live stream. It is that time again where the season is beginning. Obviously, everyone's had an interesting summer. Us probably more than a majority of the 24 in this league. But, you know, life isn't fair, I guess. So we've got the loss of the manager. I haven't really been active, obviously, with work and stuff. I've been quite slack recently. I'm going to try and get back to ways with content. But we've obviously got the loss of two players who I won't be talking about today. For obvious reasons. Won't be mentioning them. Other than that. And yeah, we've got to preview this game against Burnley. Obviously, we've been given the game. That's what we've got now. You know, we've been given the game to kick off with. It's us and Burnley. You know, showcasing to the world the Championship to kick off. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be good. The motto I'm going into this game with, it's not a great one. I can't lie. You know, if Pricey were here, he'd probably be saying we win about 8-0. But I'm looking at this and just thinking, just don't lose. You know, if we don't lose, quite happy with that. You know, I can quite go into it and think, yeah, Burnley are going to be a top side in my eyes this season. I didn't think it before the window, but seeing how they've recruited, it's just looking like it's just looking better and better. It might be a long-term project, but who knows? But who more qualified to tell us than a Burnley fan himself? So we've got Dan from Turfmoor House, and we're going to get him on now. Dan, mate, how you doing?
I'm all right. It's interesting. The closer we get to Friday, the closer my arse gets to feeling a little bit more edgy.
Absolutely, mate. It's. Do you know what? Yeah, I think we're just as bad as each other. Us two. We probably believe that we're better than we are, but when it comes to your own team, you always think the worst. Ultimately, even more so with us being clubs that are famously hated.
Yeah.
Because who wants Huddersfield or Burnley near any success? No,
certainly not Jonathan Moss, anyway.
No,
Sorry, I swore. I apologise.
I wasn't going to mention anything to do with him, the team, the players that have left to that team, or anything like that. But now you've got to mention it, so now I have to mention the rest of it, and I don't want to. Let's have a look at the comments. Big up Brad, Dan Sound, 2-1 Huddersfield. Newport fan, interesting. Mike Green reckons a 2-0 loss. Bailey, how are we doing? Great to see you back in stream. Got to apologise to that Newport fan in here who can't win at Wembley. Yeah, well, he's not the only one. But then again, at least Newport were given a fair chance whenever they were at Wembley. Some of us weren't. Hi, everyone. Oh, he's a striker. Thoughts on Utah? We'll all get into this later. But first things first, how do you think you've done recruitment-wise?
I'm quite shocked by it because we're not used to it.
Yeah.
We're not used to sort of having a season of, you know, signings galore. It's pretty much transfer deadline day and sign the next 36-year-old that's available. So the fact that we've been signing young, hungry players that have been, you know, in the EFL Team of the Years last season, I can't say much further than being happy at it all. I say the likes of Scott Twine, fantastic bit of business at 4 million. Probably go on to bigger and better things, hopefully, with us. But we've obviously lost a few as well. We've lost the bulk of our squad, which is also going to obviously bite us in the arse as well, I think, a little bit. So we'll see. We'll see. I am looking forward to it, though. I am looking forward to seeing how they all slot in. We have sort of become a bit like Manchester City B with some of the signings we've made. But hopefully we can play like that as well.
Yeah, and obviously it's such a hard league to come down into. But, you know, it's sod's law. You don't spend a penny every window in all them years in Prem, and you come down and you just blow everyone out of water, really. I'm kind of, honestly, from day one, I mean, Hull bidded around 3 million for Scott Twine.
Yeah.
Which obviously was quite big, and had he gone there, that'd have been ridiculous signing wise. But 4 million, you're right, it's a steal. Obviously, you know, with how he's performed in League One, everyone's aware of who he is now. You know, the versatility that comes with him. He can play multiple positions. Obviously, interesting. You know, the new keeper from City. I'm sure he'll be very good. Obviously, it's rare that you get a player from City nowadays who isn't. You know, the way they're coaching is just ridiculous at the minute. They just kind of find superstars galore there, really, at City. So obviously, I remember watching your predictions video. This was before Carlos left and co, and you backed us to win the league.
Yeah, I did.
At the time, obviously, you'd kind of, if we kept everyone, I could understand why we would be rated to be up there. I have to admit, on everyone else's predictions so far this season, I've not seen a higher placement than 16th.
Really?
With 18th being the common denominator in a lot of them.
Wow.
Gab Sutton, the guy who runs the EFL show on Twitter, he's got us at 20th. Having Middlesbrough to win the league. So everyone's got different opinions. Now, I actually feel I've been optimistic with 9th looking back, but I guess no one knows how Schofield's going to react to being manager. I think that's the problem. Is we'll keep the style, but no one knows how effective it's going to be. We've kept the set piece coach, and obviously set pieces were an integral part of our game last year. So it's positives, but is it paper in the cracks? I don't know. We'll soon find out. So out of all the kind of players you've retained, because you have lost a lot, there's no denying that. I think, you know what, it were common kind of knowledge really that Pope would be gone with the quality he's got.
Yeah.
Same with Tarkowski. I mean, I reckon a lot of Burnley fans would have kind of expected maybe me to stay and see how it went, but ultimately he's at that age now where needs must. He'll want a specific wage that obviously you can't afford in the Championship, and if you can, there's no guarantee you get back. Obviously, then it's going to put you in financial trouble. I don't know how, because like we both established, never spend a penny, so you must be minted really. But who kind of are you happy that you've held on to most? Or, obviously, the window's not closed, but who are you kind of happiest that you've retained?
As you said there, beginning of the question, you know, we are lost a bulk of what's been sort of Burnley's spine, the backbone of the club, really. You know, Pope, Tarkowski, me have been sort of that formidable three that have, in a way, won us points on their own. So losing all three of them in one go was a bit of a culture shock. But I mean, Tarky, we expected, running his contract down. Ben Mee, I think Ben Mee would have stayed if we offered him a 2-year deal. From what I heard, we only offered him a year with an option for us to extend it, which is a bit shoddy in my eyes. I thought that we should have been offering him a 2-year deal. The guy's a leader, captain, and even if he doesn't get game time after his recent injury, he would have been, you know, a good commanding voice in the dressing room no matter what. No matter how many youngsters you bring in, would help nurture them as well. So in terms of what we've retained, I mean, at the moment, it seems McNeil's on his way to Everton. It seems that a medical's already been done. He's set to sign a 5-year contract at Goodison Park. Or Bramley-Moore Docks when it becomes there. But yeah, it's so we're looking like McNeil's on the off. Cornet is very much linked with West Ham. So I'd have to say Cornet at the minute because he's still there. But as Company said, we've got to prepare for life after Cornet because he thinks Cornet is going to be the next one out the door as well after McNeil.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, obviously, looking on last season, obviously, it's for the neutral man to decide and for the supporter of the club to decide. I would say I thought Cornet was your best player.
Oh yeah.
I thought he breathed a lot of fresh air into that squad. Obviously, you know, you got into a bit of the same old routine with Dyche, and you signed someone that won English for a change, and you got someone in who obviously played a different style of football, and obviously his pace and his style was new, obviously to Burnley, and it was well, he hit the ground running, didn't he? So
yeah, he did. He was fantastic when he started. Couldn't have said any better than what he did. I've got to give a big shout out to Alan Pace, really, because we've not had a chairman that's come in and gone, you know what, I'm going to board a plane, I'm going to sell this club to the player. And how you've managed to get a player of the calibre of Maxwell Cornet, who, for me, as I say, was playing Champions League football, and then next minute, it coming to Burnley, it's almost like playing Kirby on a cul-de-sac, isn't it? It's not.
Yeah, of course.
It's not the same. So to get a player of that calibre in was almost like a massive achievement to the club. For me, it's a very similar mold to when we signed Stephen Defoe. We wasn't known for signing a foreign player, but as much as they've only had probably like 1 or 2 seasons with us on and off, they've been absolutely amazing talents, and I reckon he would have stayed for a good few years if we were still in the Prem.
I think
it's what it is.
It's good you touch upon Stephen Defoe, because I remember him being very key in obviously your seasons, and I think you know what it is you had a great system with getting working class English kind of players who were looking to thrive in a top team, and obviously you held that system to be so kind of organised and well, and then just like that you've picked the odd player abroad, and they've just brought exactly what you needed into the squad and dropped in and done a great job. It's interesting how we've had it as well. You can pick a player abroad like Terence Congola and they'll be absolutely shit hot, and you can pick another one and it looks like they won't know what to do with a ball if it hits them in face. It really is crazy. So it is a gamble going abroad, obviously, when you're not used to the style of English football, the pace of it.
Well, there were none of that at Burnley. It were easy pickings at Burnley,
exactly.
weren't it? All you had to do was Fleming be able to kick it. You could have been a rugby player and probably played for Burnley, to be honest.
Well, I think the back line was one. It's
yeah, pretty much.
So, yeah, I've actually just seen a post of Dwight McNeil, and so Everton fans just took a photo with him. That looks to be all done and dusted now.
Yeah. Well, we've just announced a signing. Well, we've not announced a signing, but it's pretty much on the cards. We've just signed a right back, a Brazilian. Funnily enough, we've got a Brazilian at the club, Vitinho. He's a right back. His agent has leaked a picture. His agent leaked a picture of them stood at the Barnfield Training Centre, and then quickly deleted it. But you know what it's like in social media these days. It was picked up within a matter of minutes. So I've shared it. Others have shared it, and yeah, it seems we've got a Brazilian right back joining the club as well. The thing is, it's like I say, I went to Shrewsbury pre-season, and it's so strange to watch the way Burnley are playing. Yeah. I mean, we are setting up so different to what we used to. Yeah. And the stand at the turf, the Bob Lord, which is full of like old gippers, right? Constantly spunking about the Orient days. That's all they go on about. Orient this, why weren't you there 30 years ago? That's because I wasn't even a twinkle in my dad's sack. Stop worrying about it. But stop. All you go on about Orient this, Orient that. Listen, it's a new era, a new dawn, a new generation. Move with the times, Grandad. It's either that or snuff it. End up and get back in your box. So I enjoy it. I enjoy the fact that we're having this new sort of method, because the Bob Lord sort of old gippers that were there were all like, pump it long. Why is he not hitting? Why is he not pumping that out wide? It's like, because that's what you're so used to. You're used to that flaming Mark Bassett 4-4-2 dinosaur shit. Like, that's it. We're now starting to go from that to a 4-2-2-2, playing possession football, playing the ball out from the back, half of that Burnley player, half of them Burnley players, going to be like, "Whoa, shit! I'm not used to this. I'm not even used to the training methods. How am I meant to keep up?"
It's going to go. Whoa! It's going to go. Ref, stop. Hang on a sec. Pass it back to keeper. And then tell me Muric to. Well, Muric is going to be allergic to doing goal kicks because he's from City. So,
Yeah.
But he's still going to try and get it out of him to pass it. Obviously, passing it right back. It's a style of football that if you can crack, you're absolutely laughing because it just takes teams by surprise.
Yeah, it does.
And in the modern game, but you see. That was the beauty of your other system. Hoofball can sometimes take it by surprise as well. Because, I mean, obviously, if you're playing Burnley, you're not really going to be surprised at it. But especially in recent years. But all it takes is one ball, one flick on, and there's a reason that I can see why you set up that way for so long. Because if it does work, there's no need to mend it. It's each to the manager's specialty, isn't it? Obviously, Dyche had a way with that. Sam Allardyce and Steve Bruce also have a way with that. Right. So, where did you put in your prediction for you to finish again?
8th.
Wow, that's actually interesting because obviously I said that's really interesting because I said 9th for us. You said 1st. You've said 8th for you, and I put you 2nd. So that's really interesting. I do have to be honest. I do think you'll get promoted.
I don't think we will first season. I think because we're still learning a new way of football, we will be. It's going to be a learning curve. I think we'll get beat by a few teams. If we can turn up and start playing football like City and spraying it about and, making it look like we're basically just having a training exercise against teams, then, I'm all for it. But it's like Company said today ahead of the game. He said it's going to either go two ways. It's going to go where the players we've got that we think we can nurture and learn and get better, it's either going to be a slow process where they get better gradually, and it's going to be that we'll maybe get promoted next season or the season after, or they're just going to hit the ground running and it's just going to work and it's just going to work out in his favour. For me, I'd rather just... I think I put us 8th because I don't want us to get playoffs and lose. So I sort of went, I'll take top 10. Especially when there's been so massive major changes in terms of outgoings, ingoings, manager, philosophy, tactics, the whole shebang. So I thought anything in the top 10, I'll snap your hand off for. But
I think we will and all. But the problem is, and I'm the worst for this, and I think like they say, the first stage is denial, but the first stage is accepting it. Really, for me. I get greedy. I shouldn't, but I do, and I only do it because I love the club and I want us to do the best that we can do. So, like at points last season when I hated us being 7th, because 7th is the worst place to. It's not. You know what I mean? It's not, because if you had a choice of being bottom or 7th, you don't even think about it. But
it makes the results feel like a lot harder, doesn't it? Because you feel like you have to win every game to still be within that sort of cusp of teams. But then if you lose, you almost feel like 6th is out of your grasp in a way. So you're sort of fighting like, shit, we still need to be in and around it.
Yeah, we were the only team last season that actually was there and stayed there for the whole season. Every team that was in the playoffs at the end ended up creeping in at last minute. Sheffield United had a horrific start. Forest weren't even going to be in the league by the looks of things. And Luton were just hovering around that mid-table and never really doing out. Blackburn dropped off. QPR dropped off. Stoke plummeted. Stoke finished 16th. What other team now? Borough ended up drifting out at last minute because obviously we beat them at their place. We were the only team that actually stayed there all season yet. From our perspective, it looked like it just wasn't happening because we were in 7th, winning. the other team were losing, and then when we'd lose, they'd win. So it was just cancelling it out week after week. And then obviously we've got this thing where we never really do well against Stoke. So we drew at home with Stoke, didn't we? And we'd already lost at their place. So we're kind of thinking, they've got 4 points off us now. It's kind of... And, we had a habit last season where we've usually got bogey teams. And we smashed that out of the park last season. We were winning at Bristol, Borough, drawing at Deepdale. For context, Deepdale's like the kind of game, like, we may as well not bother going. Like, we may as well pack coach up and go home. Like, we may as well drive there, get to the car park, and then set off straight back, because we've not won there since 60s. It's our bogey team. But to get a point there, I mean, it was the worst game I've ever watched in my life. I wanted to gouge my eyes out, but we got a point. So we managed to smash the bogey teams last season, but then we were losing against teams like Cardiff and Swansea, and not when they were good as well, when they were right down on... lost 9 on bounce. Need a win. Come find Huddersfield Town. So what other team that we did it with another team now? I can't remember who it was. There were another team that had not won in Forest, gave them their first win. How could I forget about them?
Yeah, they started the season pretty much bottom at league, didn't they?
Yeah. Oh, not that they ever let us forget it. But it's the achievement of a century. They were only 8 points off third. They were making out that Steve Cooper come in with a pair of crutches and an half a Sharpie pen, and he drew plans to Noah's Ark. But yeah, I hated obviously how we were hovering, but obviously this season the point is I'll bite their hands off for that now, and I think you're the same, because it's just the problem with us is we don't know mediocre, we don't know it, mediocrity, we don't know it. We're either up there or right down at bottom. There is no in between. It's zero or hero for us, and I do have faith that we can achieve things, but it's just about getting the right stuff right. We've made some good signings, but I just hope they don't take too long to get going, because you're the same, because if they take too long to get going, you put yourself in a stage where you're having to rely on team leaders, and then when they don't turn up, I mean, we've just lost 2 key players that were leaders in their own right. So obviously it's hard. I've seen my good mate Blake's joined. I think he's been on the strong stuff. Hang on a minute. Let me find it. We're going up, Brad. I'm telling you.
Hey, who knows? Who knows? As long as we both come together, I'll be happy.
You two have both been on Bacardi, haven't you? You've both been.
Oh, definitely.
Little duty-free bottles have been swinging them. Slide.
And the rest.
No, so you're lining up the 4-2-2 now, are you?
Yeah, I think so. That's what we sort of lined up against Shrewsbury, and I think that's what we've been sort of playing in pre-season fixtures anyway. I mean, you've got the upper hand going into this one for me. I mean, you beat us last season in the cup.
True.
When we had pretty much a full strength Premier League squad.
Yeah, but then again, it were that stage, wasn't it, where it were Daesh had COVID.
Dash did do cups anyway.
Oh yeah, but
so I'm hoping this as soon as company came, I'm like, oh hey, we're gonna have a cup run. Get in.
Daesh had COVID, but anyway, like you say, yeah. But I feel that game. Do you know what it was for me? I think you were fuming after it. I remember, because it were almost like you didn't try to toss it, but you actually lost by going for it. And I think that was worse, because it were the basics that let you down. It's like I said about our set pieces being integral to us. Pearson, oh my God, he could have fit double decker in space he were given, obviously. And then as soon as we scored that first one, we were just on it, straight away from the off. And obviously Koroma got the goal, and then Pearson did, and you just didn't look like coming back into it, really. I mean, the only reason I hate to take only a bit of positive away from you, but the only reason J Rod scored was because our second keeper has no confidence. He's really in a pit of kind of, I don't know how to explain it. It's like he just keeps slowly drifting lower. I want him to go out on loan and get a bit of confidence, because I really did rate him, but obviously since he started making mistakes, you know, keepers are like, once they make one, it's like when De Gea had that blip all of a sudden. He's just going on that journey now, and he's just thing. Burnley mid-table 8th to 10th. Yeah, that's exactly what you said. That's about right. Jack Redoni masterclass. I've only heard great things about him, so I hope that he hits the ground running. Yes, Caden, how are you doing, mate? Good to see you. You need 3 wins in September to get 6th. America, yeah, exactly. Oh, I don't want to think about that because we all know who got cheated in the end. But you've sold out your allocation already, haven't you?
Oh, we sold it as soon as the allocation got put on sale. We work on a point system, which is bullshit. It's bullshit in my eyes, because say you go 2 or 3 seasons without a season ticket because, you know, everything with COVID or whatever, or your family grows and stuff happens, you lose out on like a big bulk of points.
Thing, isn't it?
So they went on sale to like people with 6,000 points. And there were people just selling that, like, sort of saying, "Oh, I've got the points in my season ticket. Do you want them?" to the mates and stuff. So what people actually wanted to go, waiting for tickets to come down to about 5,000, 4,000, didn't even get a sniff. Literally, they'd gone within like under 12 hours easily. And we were just like, shit, like none of us are going. So it is what it is. It is what it is.
We had a similar debacle with the whole Luton Town away thing. So Luton Town's away end. Yeah,
it's a shithole anyway, isn't it?
Well, you couldn't fit one of those. You know the bag, that's about that big that Ryanair lets you get on. You couldn't fit that in that way. And I hate to slag it, but it's true. And Bobby, Josh Price, top dog. But obviously we had to. You had to be a blue and white member to get a ticket. Now, anyway, I managed to get one, and all my group managed to get one, but a lot of people who had been to the likes of Swansea and Cardiff didn't. Now, I can't really blow my own trumpet because in the end I got one, but I do think the way the point system's run with a lot of clubs is wrong. I do. You see, I am split on the opinion that if you have been going for like 60 years, I've got a lot of respect for that.
Yeah.
But there are those people, and I hate to call them out, but it is true, that don't go to a game all season, but then a close by one comes and they're all over it. We had it with...
Tickets still available for Watford away.
That's what...
But I'll tell you something now. 1st of August, when the tickets for Wigan away go on sale, they'll be snapped up.
Yeah, it's wrong, really. We had it with Leeds. So, when we played Leeds, the last game before COVID hit,
yeah.
And what happened was we were still running this point system then. We'd not had to use it all season because, like I say, no one wanted a ticket because it was middle of nowhere. It wasn't suitable to them. So you wanted to go to Derby away, fine, knock yourself out. But as soon as Leeds came, I hate to obviously slag people off, but the truth it's down to the truth. A lot of people that were at that game had not been to like Swansea, Cardiff, QPR, Millwall, the rest of them. And that's completely fine, but I just don't think they should always have first priority to these games. So, and obviously, it's like you said for yourself, I imagine you'd have wanted to come to this, but you've not been given a sniff with a ticket, have you? So,
yeah, it's just one of them. I mean, luckily, Burnley are going to show it in the fan zone at the stadium, so we can potentially go there and watch it. They're doing a deal for like, you pay £7.50, you get like a Papa John's pizza and a beer. And get to watch the game. So
that's class, that.
Can't complain at that. Or obviously I can do a watch along at home. I'm in 2 minds yet whether to do a watch along or...
Oh mate, I'll be all over pizza and piss up me, to be honest. But yeah, I've got a driving lesson next morning, otherwise I'd probably stayed out in town actually, but not to worry. But
it's all right, 5 and drive.
Saying that, oh no, I'm not doing it. No, I mean the instructor's probably watching this now.
You sat there debating it, going like, "Do I?"
The instructor's a town fan. I can't do that. But obviously this game, it's kind of so out of. Are you looking at this as like you're thinking? Are you kind of like not worried, but are there quite a few teams you would have preferred to have got than us the first game of the season in hopes of a win? Is that kind of where you're at?
I'd say it's the perfect opportunity, perfect time to play.
Yeah,
get it out the
from the
way.
off.
Yeah, get it out the way. I mean, we've got you and then Luton at the turf. So you've got two teams that last season were battling, in the playoffs.
Of course.
So get them out the way early. You sort of after that. I think we've got. I think we've got. Watford. I think
then 3 games then obviously to kick off with.
Yeah. Watford. I know we've got I think Blackpool, Wigan, and
the Carabao Cup game in that as well.
Yeah. So it's good. I'm looking forward to it. I am looking forward to it. I think for me this season, it's not so much about the results. I just want to see how we get on. And I think that's sort of just echoing what Company said, where he said that as long as fans can go to the stadium and actually go away from the stadium saying, you know what, I've seen us play some good football, eventually the results will come.
That that is literally the sign that says it all. It just shows what you've been through. We had the exact same. Only the thing with us is we come down and we didn't spend a penny, right? I can't. It's a hard face to pull now, obviously. But we all sat there on Facebook groups giving it. Oh, we'll win games in Championship now. Yeah, finished 20th, finished 19th. We didn't win a game until October, until Calgary's come in. We were all over the shop. We were right mess. We were sat there giving it big unto everyone, saying, "Oh, well, you won't be saying this next season when we're winning games." We didn't exactly last laugh, did we? Losing to everyone actually. It's especially the bogey teams that were especially bad for that season. Everyone's saying go for pizza and beer.
I mean, two of my mates are going. But as I say, it's for me. I've got an holiday and things that I need to keep hold of some money for. And the thing is, it's $7.50 there, but then you're not just going to have a pizza and one beer here. It leads to opening the wallet a little bit more and stretching it.
You know what? I'd do it, and I tell you what a good idea might be. Do a vlog of it. Like maybe try to do a vlog of it. Like obviously you can't really record the telly, but like the celebrations and obviously like the insights, you could do that or a watch along. Obviously, I've always thought that if we did a fan zone and I couldn't get tickets somewhere, I'd always try and do that. Before Sky come for me and my copyright, but but no, we've maintained a good relationship. So obviously 4-2-2. What kind of lineup are you thinking's roughly? What obviously it's hard, obviously with a new near enough squad, but what are you thinking's going to be? Who's going to be featuring in and amongst?
Friday, I'm going to say that we'll probably go for. Will Muric be fit enough? Will he have trained enough? I'd like to think so. So I'm going to say Muric will start in goal. Connor Roberts at right back.
Yeah, that were a great bit of business as well last season.
Yeah, I think he's quality. Whether he's off, he's another player that's been linked and all. So I'm going to go Connor Roberts right back because I don't think the new guy who's yet to be announced will obviously play.
Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, he's
so Roberts centre back's difficult.
Get that Irish lad in a run through team and score a worldie again.
Oh, Nathan Collins, you mean the lad that we've sold to Stoke? I mean to Wolves.
Have you? Oh no.
Yeah, absolutely. That hurt more losing him than losing Ben Mee, to be honest.
Yeah, because obviously you've seen the best of me, and Collins is up and coming. And
I mean, the guy had 19 games for us and has made for 21 million. It's fucking peanuts. It's peanuts. We signed him for 12 with add-ons going up to 15. So how after 19 games, the fact that he's gone from not playing international football to becoming a regular first teamer for Ireland, scores a world there, and yet you're only making another like $5.5 million on him. Bullshit. So that were a big kick in the dick, to be honest, and I were definitely not happy about it.
I'm fuming.
But he's only young though. He's only young. So I was thinking he's the centre back that you should be building your team around. Build it around his strengths. We saw in those 19 games how good he is. But as I say, good luck to him. Good luck to him at Wolves. I'm sure he'll go and smash it. But I'm probably going to say it's going to be the two City lads at the back. Probably CJ Egan-Riley and Taylor Harwood-Bellis. So I think those two will be at the back.
You've got a little triangle going on there. We're just Man City.
I know. And then at left
back, you're going to be playing liquid. You're going to be.
I hope so.
You're going to be doing a rondo around Danny Ward.
Well, I've already said if Dwayne Holmes gets an hat-trick, I'll get his name tattooed on my forehead.
Dwayne Holmes.
If Dwayne Holmes gets an hat-trick for you guys.
Why Dwayne Holmes?
I were on a chat and somebody said about, could you imagine if Dwayne Holmes bagged an hat-trick against Burnley? Someone said there's more chance of like something else happening. I said, I'll tell you something. If Dwayne Holmes bags an hat-trick against Burnley, I'll get his name tattooed to my forehead.
I can't see that. He gets one every once in a while. I can't see that. So you said Connor Roberts. What's the left back situation looking like?
So it's going to either be Charlie Taylor or Ian Mason, the lad on loan from Chelsea.
Yeah,
that were at Coventry last year. I think it'll probably be Charlie Taylor though. I think he's not going to change it too much.
Bit of experience.
Yeah. Then the two sort of CDMs, I'm going to say will be. I'm going to go Jack Cork and Josh Cullen, because we signed Josh Cullen from Anderlecht, who used to be in West Ham's youth facility, and sort of cam / wide players. I'm going to say that with McNeil off, he's obviously not going to feature, so I think he'll play potentially Samuel Bastian on the right, or wherever, if he's playing out wide, etc. I don't know. Samuel Bastian there, and Josh Brownhill in a more forward role. And then up top, I'd like to see potentially Scott Twine, and I think for this fixture, you need to go deep. So I'm going to say bring the shithouse Ashley Barnes in.
I knew that were coming. In a two-striker formation, he's never not going to play, and obviously he's done it before at our ground, I believe, when you beat us 3-1 in the Prem. That were a fun day. Interesting. Obviously, I think I've heard that obviously we've ditched the back three.
Have you?
So Schofield plays the same style but different formation. So we've ditched the back three. I've heard it's going to be a 4-2-3-1 or a 4-2-3-1 or a 4-3-3, I believe. Now, me personally, I love 4-2-3-1. I think if you play it right, it's probably up there with the top three formations you can play. But a lot of teams don't get it right. So, in goal, water is wet.
Speaks for itself.
In goal, I'm still backing him as the best in the league so far, because I'm not to be proven wrong. That guy could catch COVID and send it into ground and never to be heard of again. Right back, obviously with the loss of Pippa to Olympiacos, it looks like Ollie Turton will be playing there, and he's been massively improved since last season, so that's not too worrying. I kind of, that's nailed on really for me. I think he'd be starting. We've got a young lad, a Northern Irish lad called Brodie Spencer. I mean, do you know, it's crazy. He's younger than me, and he's representing Northern Ireland, and he's absolutely smashing it. Like the kid, in his first game, he got an assist or something. He's absolute. We've seen him at the B team. Me and a couple of my our lads that we go to games with. We go to them BT games. We spotted Russell before he came into the team, before he made his debut against you, funnily enough. And we were saying, like, this guy's on it. He needs to be in there. Said the same about a couple, but obviously they've taken longer to obviously make the way in. I'd like to see Brody Spencer involved, but I don't think he'll start. And then back to, obviously, part of me wants to go with just an all two. So I'd probably say Pearson and Lees. I know they're not both left-sided, but I think that'd be the best part of call. Obviously, they've played at this level more. So even though one of them's not left-sided, I'd rather have them there than Will Boyle, who's not played at this level just yet. And then left-back, we've obviously sold. I'll say his name, Toffolo. I'm being harsh on him. Obviously, Toffolo, he did his dues with us, and I do. After his time at the Forbidden Forest ends, I wish him well, but not now. I don't wish him well now, and that's not being bitter, but I can't wish him well at a team I don't want to do well. So
it's all right. I don't blame you. I don't think it'll work out well anyway. Could you imagine him and Jesse Lingard on one side? It's just going to be like Toffolo's going to be like, what?
Jesse Lingard's just going to be giving it J wings on wing. Ball's going to have to play. There's me another 200 grand. He did his dues, and he did a lot of things off the pitch as well, especially, supporting the town fan Darryl who passed away. So obviously I have a lot of respect for him for that. I have a lot of respect for him as a human being and as a football player, but just don't wish him well playing for them. In a couple of years, I hope he absolutely smashes it, but just not now. It's a hard face to pull. And obviously with the absence of him, we've got Josh Ruffles, who didn't get to feature last season. He did actually play at Burnley, and I thought he held his own quite well, actually.
Yeah, I thought he did. I actually said that myself.
He didn't look out of place. I think that was his first start. He looked very good. And we've also got the new Japanese lad, Yuta Nakayama. He was rated by a lot of experts as the third best defender in the Eredivisie last season. So if Lisandro Martinez is 40 million and we're getting him for free, so that's pretty good bit of business that. He can play left back from what I've been told, so I think we'll start Ruffles. But if it were me, the way I'm looking at Burnley now, I think Burnley are going to be a real top team this season. I know obviously you believe you've got to kind of run before you can walk before you can run, but I do think you've got a top squad, and as such, I'd gamble a bit with this. I'd go for it. I'd probably play Yuta if he's fit, because he looks really, really offensive as well as obviously his defensive capability. If we are playing a 4-2-3-1, I'd like to see Hogg and Russell. I think that's probably smart. On the left, I would actually start Tino. Obviously, we've re-signed him on loan. On the right, I would start Sorba, naturally. Attacking midfield, I would like to see Rudone. Obviously, I'd like to see Casemiro involved, but I don't really want to have to. If I was picking, I wouldn't want to bench Russell or Hogg for him.
Wimbledon are going to struggle without Rudone. I'll tell you that now. He's a quality player.
Yeah, I've heard great things. There's a lad in the academy as well who spoke to me through mates as well and said, out of all the signings, he's been good. We've also got Conor Mahoney from Millwall to feature, but I think obviously you can't drop Sorba. I do think he's probably the best outfield player we've got now, which is crazy to say when he were playing at Boreham Wood not last season before. And then I'd probably start Danny Ward up top. And I'm quite happy with that. It's not bad at all. It's quite a well-rounded squad. Obviously, there are some bigger names in there, but it's just all about how everyone adapts to the new system, I suppose. And not the system as such, but the formation and the new managers' way of doing things. I have to be honest, there were rumours that we were after Manning of MK Dons. And if we were to go for another permanent manager, I do think he'd be a good option. there were rumours as well of Duncan Ferguson. I also would. I'd actually take him. To be fair, I think he'd do a job. And obviously, naturally, finally, Sean Dyche was also in the mix. I would have snapped the hand off him as well, but we get to keep as fast flowing, attacking free football. Pearson did take a knock at the weekend actually, so hopefully we what is it? We get hopefully get a fit Pearson, because that'd be bad if he was injured again. But what we'll finish off now, because obviously we're going a while and we've covered a lot. So gun to your head, or a pizza box, whatever you poison on Friday. But what is your score prediction, mate?
Honestly, I haven't a clue. It's opening day of the season. I think both teams will just want to get off to, let's not get any injuries so early on. I know you've still got to be competitive, but it's the first game. I'd snap your hand off for a point. I really would.
I think I wouldn't know.
But so yeah, I'm going to call it. I'm going to say it's one of those games where, yes, football is back. Can't wait to go home after a 0-0. And it just be one of those end-to-end interesting games, but still, yeah, I'm going to take a draw, either 0-0 or 1-1.
Interesting, and to be honest with you, I can't lie. I don't want to have to, go through this summer of. Do you know what? Yeah, I'm going to be honest. I know. Obviously, drag on, but I'll make a point at the end of it. This year for the football I've seen, has been one of the best. But for the actual results, it's actually crippled me, because I've seen England fail at Wembley, and I've seen Town. I'm not going to say fail at Wembley because I don't believe we did, but
no, I don't think you did.
I've seen Town get fisted. Probably shouldn't have said that, but it's true. PG content, everyone. But with what it's just wrong how it ended.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, we've got to move on. I probably never will. But we're
it's just one of them, innit? You dust yourself off, you get back in the saddle, and you ride again, innit?
We're both new and fresh and wanting to get to opening life. So I do think you're right. To be truthfully honest with you, I think it'd tip me over the edge. If I seen that right at Wembley twice, obviously I didn't go to the England one, but if I seen us lose at Wembley as a club, and then we drew 0-0 on Friday, I think it tipped me over the edge. I just don't think I'd be able to handle it, because it's just such a boring start, isn't it?
It is. I think you need to use the drama of what happened and sort of just look at how close we was. Look at that. Literally, right now, you lot should be. I'd be saying that to the players. You lot right now should be Premier League players.
Yeah.
But due to one decision out of your control.
Yeah, two.
Use that, hold that thought, and just think, listen, this is where I could have been, this is where we're going to go. And I can see it only being beneficial for Huddersfield, to be honest.
Yeah, it definitely be the right, put us on the right track, won't it? I have to be honest, I'm praying it's not going to be a 0-0. See, I had a little dabble on Paddy Power, and I will say this for all the viewers: gamble responsibly or not at all. But I did back us to win and both teams to score, because the odds were fairly good. I don't think it's going to happen. I just pressed it.
We all do it. We all see one sometimes and just think odds are good on that. I'll back it. If it comes in, it comes in. If not,
I've done that. I've done Middlesbrough to do the same, both teams to score and beat West Brom, and Coventry to beat Sunderland, both teams to score, and then Celtic to win. And it's quite a good return. So I thought, why not? He who dares wins, as Del Boy would say. But I am going to back I do think it's going to be one of them days. I'm going to back a 2-2 draw because I think we're both going to be a bit all over the place with new defenders and this and that, and it's going to be hard to stay organised. I'm going to back Twine to get both for you. I think he's going to be absolutely all over that. I think makes sense to me for Ward to score and hopefully Rudoni to score as well.
It would not surprise me as a Burnley fan to be 2-1 up and then sort of dying minutes, fucking Jordan Rhodes nicks one.
I've just realised the penny drops. I just realised that.
I'm just like, that sucker punch will just be like, no, of all people, just no.
1-1, he comes on for a corner, bang.
Oh well. Either way, I think Rhodes might bag against us if he plays.
Well, I'll be honest, I won't mind it. A winning start would be massive for us. Obviously, it would either way. I think if either team can get that win, oh my God, they're laughing because the issue we have, right, is we've got what is it? We've got you, and then we've got Birmingham. Now
they're going down.
But you see, Birmingham's not a team to be afraid of. But at St Andrews, you just never know which Birmingham you're going to get. They'll just defend for the point, and I feel we'll do the same. So that'll be a 0-0. If not, they'll win it. But you see, and then we've got Then who have we got? Then we've got Stoke. You know, we're a bit like you. I think we've got Birmingham's the easy one, to be honest. But then we've got some nice. A lot of teams could be up there this season. That's what worries me. The Stoke, like said Dwight Gale, right signing. A couple of teams in and around that top 10 that are going to be just so hard to just contend with.
You know, it's like I said last year, though. You know, look at last year. You had, the season before last year, Barnsley. You know, rocking it in the playoffs. Last season, relegated.
Yeah,
it's got to show that any team on it, you know, any dog can have its day, can't it? So
you lose 2 or 3 players, and it all goes
big tongue.
All goes crumbling. It's just how it happens. But yeah, mate, it's been brilliant to get you on. I've
enjoyed it.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll both have hopefully a progressive game. If one team wins, one team loses, so be it. But as long as we both play some good stuff and no refs get up to the usual business, I can live with it.
I'm just happy to not see any VAR.
Well, I don't know. At least it's actually been switched on when you've used it. I mean, well, then again, they've not even used that right for you, have they? So
nah. We've been shafted a few times with it. So
the only team. It's going to get worse before it gets better anyway. I think we know that. But yeah, definitely. It's been great to get you on, mate. I'd like to thank everyone for tuning in as well. I know we're a bit late, but it's one of them. I got it on as soon as I could. Thumbnail we're done in about 3 minutes, so yeah, I've had to smash through that. But yeah, may the best team win. The best of all for the season, really, except from when we come to turfmoor. Kind of hope for a bit of a nice away day again. We had a great day, that FA Cup day. Tenner on train or whatever it was. Went into centre, into Spoons. Couple of cheap drinks. We had a right laugh.
Hey, not wrong with that.
Went to beat a Premier League team. We couldn't believe it. We were off as rock when we got back to Huddersfield, but there you go. There you have it. Thanks everyone for tuning in. If you are new around here, please do like and subscribe. We're trying to get 5k as soon as we can, and also do the same over on Dan's channel Turf. It's Turfmoor House. It's Turfmoor House, isn't it?
Yeah, Turfmoor House TV. Yeah,
I nearly said Turf House more. I'm too tired. Work's taking it out of me. Go and do the same over on Dan's channel. And if you have a score prediction, please leave it below. I'll have a look through them. Name your goal scorers and name your minute as well. Why not? Let's see if anyone can have a stab. But yeah, it's been great to get back on the streams, guys. Will be a video out, obviously, on Friday for the game. And then just a quick update. Saturday, I want to try and do a live stream of the whole of the EFL. Talking about goals as they come in and how everyone's lining up. I think that could be a good bit of content, especially when we're playing on Fridays, since all of a sudden TV want us on every week. So we'll take advantage of that and have a little watch along on the Saturdays. And there's going to be some more content like that coming this season. Stay tuned and make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any of it. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. And I will see you on Friday. Cheers, guys. And thanks to Dan for tuning in.
Thanks a lot.